Hello and welcome to this session. In this session, we are going to start out with some hardcore, essential English grammar stuff. Yes, we are starting out with English grammar. In fact, we started out with English grammar in the last session, but that was just like warming up. I told my live participants and to all you wonderful participants who are following this course on YouTube as to what is essential English grammar and what do I do as a part of essential English grammar teaching and what I expect you to do. So we will do only that much of grammar that you need for good communication skills in English. So today we start out with the first lesson, because yesterday's was not a lesson, it was more in the nature of an introduction. But today we are starting out with Essential English Grammar Lesson 1. It's a short lesson, and many of you already know what I'm going to talk about. The learned live participants, I'm sure, are aware of the concepts. Some of you may be aware, some of you may not be aware of the concepts that we are going to discuss today, but that doesn't make a difference. You should pay attention because in the beginning, things could appear very light and easy. But as we progress, things can get harder. So please pay attention. I have told you that if you combine essential English grammar inputs with spontaneous speech, shadowing, and coterie talk, you are really going to do your English speaking skills a world of good. You will be speaking great English. With that said, let's start the lesson. There we go. So we start with this lesson, which I have named Mr. Sentence. Come, let's meet him. It's a very short lesson, and you're going to enjoy it. Mr. Sentence, let's understand what is a sentence. Not that you don't know it already, but we will still be looking at a sentence from old and new perspectives, right? Let's start. Here we go. Let's jump straight to the point. What is a sentence? Okay, I know you know the answer, but you see, this is a grammar lesson. So I'm allowed to ask some boring questions. Don't you think so? Well, no matter what you think, let's go ahead. While studying what follows, you might at times wonder as to how these things will be useful in making you a better English communicator. Well, they will be useful in making you a better English communicator. Some of the stuff may be not directly pertinent to your speech, but they're important still. They'll still have some impact, maybe a subconscious impact, maybe an impact that is not fully visible, but there will be an impact nonetheless. And most of what we are going to do as a part of Essential English Grammar will have direct impacts on your language, right? And I did say that I'm allowed to ask some boring questions, but don't worry, I'll not be asking you anything boring, right? Let's go ahead. Introduction. Okay, let's get this clear. Not all of what we are doing may impact your language skills directly. But even these parts that appear more theoretical than anything else will help you have a better feel of the language. Now let's get back to discussing Mr. Sentence. I've already explained this. There are things that are going to have a direct impact on your language, and there are things in Essential English Grammar that may not have a direct impact on your language. Still, they will have an indirect impact, which is certainly going to help you in the long run, and you will do very well. All right, let's move on. Again, some problems with the presentation. Just 1 second. There. Subject and predicate. Now, don't tell me that you know what is a subject and what is a predicate, because I know you know it. And even if you don't, doesn't matter. Okay. Broadly speaking, a sentence consists of two parts, subject and predicate. Sentence consists of two parts, subject and predicate. One part of a simple sentence tells us what or who the sentence is about. And the other part gives us some information about the what or who of the sentence. What or who of the sentence is called the subject. The information about the subject is the predicate. Very simple. One part of the sentence will tell us what are we talking about, what or who the sentence is about. And the other part will give us some information about that who or what. One part telling you what or who the sentence is about, and the second part will tell you, give you some information about that what or who. Very simple. Let's catch up with some examples because, grammar is not supposed to be studied in the shape of definitions one after the other. No, that's not how you understand grammar. You understand grammar only by doing, only by way of illustrations. Illustrate, will you? Grammar makes little sense unless we take examples. The following illustrations will make things clear. Okay, look at this example. Ram runs on the track. Ram runs on the track. This sentence is about Ram, and the information is that he runs on the track. So, Ram is the subject and runs on track is the predicate because the sentence is about Ram. Who is the sentence about? The sentence is about Ram. That is why Ram is the subject. And runs on the track is what? Is information about Ram. That is why this part of the sentence is the predicate. All right. And this one. Ankita loves to eat vegetables. Ankita loves to eat vegetables. Clearly, this sentence is about Ankita. And what is the piece of information? Oh, yes, indeed. The information is she loves to eat vegetables. Therefore, Ankita is the subject and loves to eat vegetables is the predicate. Who is this sentence about? This sentence is about Ankita. And that is why Ankita is the subject. And what information is there about Ankita in this? That she loves to eat vegetables. So loves to eat vegetables is the predicate. Simple. Simple. Right? Going ahead. Not all humans are the same. Not all sentences are the same. Please understand, sentences are of myriad natures. So, it is not necessary that the subject should appear in the first part of the sentence and the predicate should fall in the second part. It could be the other way around. So, thus far I've told you that subject is what? The who or what of the sentence. Who is the sentence about? What is the sentence about? That who or what is called the subject. And the second part or the other part of the sentence that gives information about the subject is the predicate. Now, it is not necessary that the subject should always appear in the beginning of the sentence. It can appear somewhere else in the sentence, right? For example, consider the sentence. Flowers of all colors are found in the garden. Flowers of all colors are found in the garden. In this sentence, we are primarily talking about the garden. So what is the subject? Garden, because we are talking about the garden. Thus, the subject is garden. The predicate is flowers of all colors are found in the... Right? I hope you understand this. Now, please understand, there is not just one absolute way of understanding English or understanding English sentences. If you ask me, sometimes identifying which part of the sentence is the subject and which part of the sentence is the predicate is very difficult. Here, you can take the interpretation that flowers is the subject because the sentence is about flowers. And we can say flowers of all colors. Well, flowers of all colors should be the subject. Are found in the garden? Are found in the garden is the predicate. That is another way of interpreting it. And you can even interpret it the way this slide explains, that the subject of the sentence is garden and flowers of all colors are found here. Well, that's the predicate. Now, what is subject for you may not be subject for me. What is predicate for you will not be a predicate for me. Now, subject and predicate, and nobody is going to tell you this. I am telling you this from my experience. Subject and predicate cannot be given absolute identities. Universal absolute identities cannot be given to subjects and predicates. Sometimes you may find, for you, one part of the sentence may be the subject. For me, in the same sentence, some other part may act as the subject. A question of interpretation. No absolutism here. There are books that might say, hey, look, this is essentially and necessarily the subject. Don't get fooled by those books. Listen to some practical advice, the advice that I'm giving you, right? These technical things are not required for speaking in English. This is just for your information. If you don't remember what I have explained today, no problem. It is not going to affect your English speaking skills. This is just for your backdrop information. What I'm telling you now is just for your backdrop information. It is not something that you need to speak good English. Right? Keep this in mind. Grammar is only to act as some kind of a background force. That's it. Nothing more than that. Okay? The main thrust of everything will come from the 3 primal exercises I've taught you. All this that I'm teaching you will bolster your English, no doubt. But they will make your English more profound by acting as a subconscious force behind your back. Okay? All right. I hope you understand what I've tried to say, what I'm trying to say. Okay. Don't look for common patterns. There are no common patterns. English is a subject with so many variations. So there is nothing that is same in all sentences. Don't look for sameness. Don't look for common patterns. Then there are sentences where identification of subject and predicate may be difficult. I've already explained that to you. There are sentences where identification of subject and predicate may be difficult. And sometimes what you think of is the subject may not be the subject for me. I might think some other part of the sentence is the subject. Will that mean that you are right or I am right? Either of the two has to be right? No. Both of us can be right, despite identifying 2 separate parts of the same sentence as subject and 2 separate parts of the same sentence as predicates. No absolutism, my dear. Don't get bogged down by rules. Repeat. Do not get bogged down by rules. Okay? Because rules are for fools. Well, not really. Rules are not for fools. Rules are useful, but only to act as backdrop subconscious information, not to be thought of consciously when you're speaking English. No, only for backdrop information. All right. So sometimes the subject or the predicate may not be clear, but that's fine. Identification of the subject and predicate in a sentence is not even remotely connected to improving your command over English language. If you don't understand subject or predicate or other aspects of grammar, it is not going to impact your spoken English skills. Rest assured, right? Spoken English skills will not derive from your conscious understanding of English grammar. I hope you are understanding what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, moving on. Difficult identification of subject and predicate. Let's see what this is about. This discussion is intended to tell you about the basic structure of a sentence and nothing more. I'm just telling you about the basic structure of a sentence, nothing more. Well, let's take some examples where identification of the subject and predicate may not be easy. She did. Well, it's a sentence. She did. Where is the subject? Where is the predicate? Difficult to identify, right? Indeed, Prabhat, even that's a sentence. Where is the subject and where is the predicate? No clear identifications, doesn't matter. What glory! My dear, where is the subject and where is the predicate? Not identifiable, but doesn't matter. This is a sentence nonetheless. Brilliant art form. Where is the subject and where is the predicate? You cannot identify the subject or the predicate all that easily, my friend, but that does not mean that this is not a correct sentence. So as I have been telling you, there is no absolute pattern that a sentence follows. A sentence can be of different type. A sentence can be very different from another sentence. Doesn't matter. Identification of subject and predicate is not needed in your daily use of the language. This is just for your information, backdrop information. Moving on. There could be countless more such sentences where subject and predicates may not be clear. As I said before, it doesn't matter. Essential English grammar is not about discerning the subjects and predicates of sentences. That's the reason this lesson will have no exercises. Now, this is such a simple lesson. We are not going to have any exercises on this lesson. Do not expect me to ask you such lollies, simple questions. Sushmita, tell me which part of the sentence is the subject and which part is the predicate. Lekha, tell me which part is the subject and which part is the predicate. Kirti, tell me which part is the sentence, which part of the sentence is the subject and which part is the predicate. Don't expect me to give you such lollipops, right? This essential English grammar course is something for your backdrop information, for your profound understanding of English. But this is not meant to serve as a supply chain of lollipop questions, right? No lollipop questions. Today we are going to have no exercises. Doesn't mean that we are not going to have exercises in the future. There will be tons of exercises. Virtually tons of exercises. No, really tons of exercises. So you will have lots of exercises to deal with. Today, there are no exercises, okay? Keep going and remember, grammar is fun, okay? So we finish our essential English grammar component for today and back to our learned friends. There we are. Without further ado, Kirti, pull your socks up. Kirti, pull your socks up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you wearing socks? Are you wearing socks?
Oh, sir. I'm ready.
No, are you wearing socks?
No,
Then
at this time, no.
if you are not wearing socks, how will you pull up your socks?
You asked me to be ready to speak.
I just said, Kirti, pull up your socks. And you're not wearing socks. So how are you going to pull up your socks?
It is an idiom that you should be ready to speak.
Yes, yes, my dear. Very nicely put. Very sweet on your part to say that. Great. You are ready? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Here we go. Here we go. Your subject, your topic for the spontaneous speech exercise today is my school days. My school days. My school days. Start.
Yes, yes. My school days were so wonderful, and I enjoyed very much in my school days. And during childhood, and when I was studying in primary classes, I was very naughty and I was very bossy, and I become monitor in the class. So I always become dominant type of person. So many students made so many complaints about me. And guys always afraid of me. And they called me as Jhansi Kirani, and she's very bold. And and one time in my school timings, I I told a number of lies. At that time, I was a big liar, and I always I was very boastful type of person. I always told my friends that I have so number of I have so many servants in my home, and one servant is cooking food, and one servant is uh, bringing vegetables from market. And one time when I was in fourth class, I told a lie that I have a cancer, and actually I got the inspiration from a movie, Satwa Asman. In that movie, a hero and heroine, they have some health problems, and I told, like, just because of getting so much attention and love from the pupil, and I'm already famous in my school because I participate in many activities. I was very famous for Kathak dancer. I I didn't learn from any didn't learn dance from any institute, but yes, this is my god gifted. And I deliver so many speeches on the stage, and yes, I was already I was very famous storyteller. And when I telling stories on the stage, people become so they become so entertaining, and they love me so much, and they always waiting for my performances. And yes, and I always got first prize for storytelling and for the acting. And I did mono acting. And yes, when I told a lie that I have cancer, and I will be no I will be no more in the life, and I will be dead in next 3 or 4 months. Then everybody becomes so worried about me. And but there was a girl. She complained about me, and she told my sister. My sister is also was also studying in the same school. So that thing, when I when sister my sister scolded me so much, and she told my mother. And when I went home, then that moment was so embarrassing. So then my mother advised me not to telling lies, because if you telling lie, it becomes it can be true in your life. Don't follow such thing, and that's not good. And yes, I then I started to telling truth. And I always want I was advised that if I avoid telling lies, God always with me, and He will always protect me. And then I got this concept. Um, if I always try to telling truth. And yes, I still telling lie, but there are not these are so essential, and it's very important. But and now I if I telling a lie, it becomes real in my life. So I am very conscious about this thing. If I utter any sentence, because it will be happen in the next few days. And if I tell a lie, God make it real. So so um, if then I learn to avoid this thing. And yes, I was very famous in my school days. And I participated in many activities. And then I become very sincere person and very nice person. And after passing primary classes, when I was in secondary classes, I'm not I was not that type of bossy person, and I have become so you can say that very uh, not so very naughty. Yes, understanding and very sincere and obedient student. And I got always highest marks in social studies and Hindi subject. And I was the only person who got the highest marks in both subjects. In and I was average in all subjects, but I was not very much good in maths. And and yes, I was when I was studying 12th class. I got trophy of best prefect, and I was chosen for best
Kirti,
prefect.
Kirti, that
Yes,
should do. That should do. Well done. Wow, that's a wow performance. Give her a lot of applause. Brilliant, brilliant. Wow, I can see the improvement. I'm so happy. Brilliant. You did a remarkable job. Okay. You spoke in a very organic, spontaneous, and unforced way, and it made listening a truly enriching experience. I'm very happy with that performance, Kirti. Well done. Keep it up. You will do very well. You will do very well. So your friends are appreciating you. Okay, Lekha had earlier asked this question, sir. Please tell, should we make notes? Any of the team members may please reply. No, you did not make notes, Lekha. You will get all the information, all the presentation, all the notes from me. Okay. And my team had very had pointed out very to Lekha, there is no need to make notes. Just listen carefully. Perfect. Okay, Pallavi says, amazing performance, Kirti. Completely agree with Pallavi. That was a top class performance. Great performance. I'm so happy. Manisha writes, remarkable performance, Kirti. Indeed remarkable. Indeed remarkable. Sanjay writes, brilliant, awesome. And you deserve these praises, Kirti. You did so well. Mohit says, mind blowing performance. And I agree with him. Mind blowing indeed. All right. And Seema writes, very well done, Kirti. Completely agree with Seema. She's spot on. And my team says, well done. Indeed, well done. Lekha writes, nice, Kirti. You were confident enough and nice knowing your school class memories. You should not tell the lies. Ah, so wonderfully said. So Kirti, in your school, you gave all such Bollywoodish rubbish to your friends. Huh? I
yes,
I have an ailment. I'm going to go in 3 to 4 months. Huh? We are so rich. I have I have one servant cooking for me, one servant packing books for me, one servant packing lunch for me. Right,
yes,
my goodness. And others must be looking up at you at awe. My goodness, how rich this girl is, right? And then
yes,
there must have been that somber atmosphere when you declared that you have that terminal disease. What a naughty girl you have been, huh? But an intelligent girl, and your intelligence still shows. Good, thank you. That was an inspiring performance, Kirti. Very well done. Okay, Lekha, say something. Say hello.
Hello, sir.
Okay, good. Lekha, your topic for the spontaneous speech is what I think of happiness. What I think of happiness. What I think of happiness. Shoot, Lekha.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Lekha Sani, and my topic for the spontaneous speech is what I think of happiness. So, it is an interesting topic, and I can speak on the topic uh, for 6 minutes enough. So what I think of happiness is that I think happiness is proportional to the satisfaction, inner satisfaction. What we are doing, if we are satisfied in that, then I think that is happiness for everyone. If someone is telling lies and he thinks he is doing the right thing, then for that person, that is happiness for him or her. So what we are doing is the real meaning of happiness. If I if I want to learn yoga and I'm not learning that, and I every day I'm feeling like I should learn yoga, but I'm not doing that. Then I'm continuously thinking that I should learn yoga, but not doing that. So that makes us sad, and that is not the happiness. But if I want to do something and I'm trying to do that, I'm learning that thing, so that makes feel happy. That is happiness. Many time many time we see people sad, and we see people begging, and many time they are when we go outside, they are lying on the roads. We feel miserable for them. If we do something for them, if we have inner thought that we should do that something for them, and then if we do something for them, then we will get satisfaction, inner satisfaction, that will eventually make the reason for our happiness. And happiness comes from mutual, I'm if I think only of me and I'm doing all the things for myself and being me, that doesn't mean for me happiness. Happiness comes from others also. We should respect others and love others. We humans are a social person, so um, if we are happy, then we should make others happy, and by making others happy, we will feel happy too. If many times we are sad, then we talk to our family and parents and our mom, dad, then they feel the sadness. If we are sad, they will also become sad. So what I do is, many time I feel sad, then I keep that from me, and think I should not be sad so much. I try to make myself happy, because if I am sad, then I will make others sad. If I am happy, then I will make others happy. So I try to be happy and make others feel like I'm perfectly okay and not sad, because happiness comes from one's inner thoughts. So I think happiness is something which we think in our mind, not in we seek in the material things. Like if I am having, if I don't have an AC, so I'm not happy enough. I can adjust in a fan. Many people don't have a fan. Many people are lying on the roads. They are If they are living their life, we can also live. We should think in that way, like what we have is enough, not like what we have is not sufficient, and we should seek something else. We should be satisfied enough to uh, feel the happiness and to think of others. We should not I feel happy, when I do something for the nature also. You should not I do not waste water in many. I try to save water. I only use 2 or 3 baltis each day. That is sufficient for me. Because I have lived in Rajasthan, so there we use 2 or 3 baltis. That is sufficient. But in Delhi, there is so much water. But people do waste so much water, but I feel miserable, they are wasting water, because we should not waste the water. So if I'm saving water, I feel satisfied and happy, like I'm doing something on my own, to save our mother nature. And on my end, I have planted many trees to, like, if we are inhaling the oxygen, it's our responsibility to bring back something to the nature. So I have planted many plant. So I feel inner happiness to do so, because that makes us like we are not borrowing something. We have just returned it to the nature. And for me, happiness is in our office. It is something we do our work on the time, and feeling the responsibility, like we are doing something not for our salary but for our nation, but for our like I'm in IFD section, so I put up the files for tomato procurement, urad procurement, and these type of files. So I feel satisfied when I do so, because that makes me feel like I'm doing something for the whole nation. I'm buying
Lekha,
something.
Lekha, that should do. My goodness, what a performance. Wow. Wow. Loved it. What a performance, Lekha.
Thank you, sir.
Incredible, incredible. I am finding it hard to believe that this happens to be the same Lekha who was standing before 75 students and saying, all of you are very lucky that you are occupying your chairs and I'm having to stand here and speak. It is that same Lekha. Oh, you are, my goodness, you are a genius. You are a genius. I absolutely loved your stunning performance. You know what was the best part about your performance? That you were not conscious at all. You gave a damn to what people are thinking about you and you spoke, right? No signs of any jitters, no signs of any nervousness. What confidence! Genius! You are Lekha Sani or you are Lekha Genius? Okay, wonderful.
Thank you,
Wonderful.
sir.
Wonderful.
I was looking on your face, because when I was speaking, I want to see what are the reactions of yours. So I was looking and you were smiling a little. So I
So
felt
you knew that
comfortable
you're
that I'm doing
okay.
the right
See, you are a genius. You find your ways to know what the feedback is going to be like, huh?
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
And I
Yes, tell
was
me.
fearing when you said like pull up your socks. I was a bit like feared, but
you
I
don't
have made.
you, you don't have to be, my dear.
Yes.
You are terrific. You are incredible, indescribably intelligent. Right? I tell you, and I say this from my
Thank you, sir.
heart. I'm saying this right from inside. I am not making up. I'm not cooking up words. Okay. All right. What
Thank you,
does
sir.
my team say for you? Inspiring and thought-provoking performance. Deeply touched by your thoughts, Lekha. That is my team. Sushmita writes, really, really, really unbelievable improvement, Lekha. Just loved your speech. Not just English you spoke, but also the insight of yours is appreciable. It's actually unbelievable. You are the same Lekha standing in front of everyone and unable to even talk. Amazing, amazing. Okay. All right. Manisha writes, it was so thoughtful, Lekha. And Mohit writes, you are a quick learner. No doubt you are a quick learner. And what does Seema say? Remember, Seema is also a teacher. So her compliments really matter. She writes, everybody's compliments matter. Seema, Seema being a teacher, Seema being a teacher will always be able to add that twang to what I say. Okay, because she also has experience of teaching. Seema writes, great performance with great thoughts. Great performance with great thoughts. That's what Seema writes for you. Isha says, commendable performance, and she has given so many claps. Claps have come from Seema as well. Pallavi writes, really amazing, Lekha. Sanjay writes, great, well done. And Sushmita writes again, you amazed us. You proved, Biswajit sir, absolutely right, that anyone can speak if she tries. Everyone will get motivated by you. And Lekha thanks everybody by saying thank you, everyone. And she has also given a beautiful smiley, a cute smiley like herself. Okay, you yourself are a smiley, Lekha. Okay, so
Thank you, sir.
that is implicit. I mean, I'm absolutely astounded by the performance of the girls today. Both the girls, both the girls have proved what practice can do. Kirti came up with a stunning performance. Lekha came up with a stunning performance. And I am so happy to see the progress in you all. Now, I said it for Manisha, I said it for Pallavi, I said it for Sneha later, right? Sneha is not there in the class today, but I tell you for each one of you today. Kirti, Manisha, Lekha, Sushmita, Mohit, Pallavi, Seema, Isha, Sanjay, Shivam, and everybody else who are going to who's going to join it subsequently. That all of you are going to give native speakers creeps, because your English is going to be so nectary, so musical, so wonderful. Thank you so much to all of you for being a part of this course. I'm truly humbled and honored to be teaching a class of geniuses. All of you are geniuses, and I say this right from the core of my heart. Okay? So from tomorrow, from right from now, I will see you all in a new light. My goodness. It's a group of geniuses, right? It's such a pleasure teaching all of you. I'll catch up with all of you tomorrow at 7:45 with a new lesson on essential English grammar. And we'll take two more of our illustrious people, two more of our geniuses to demonstrate their skills at spontaneous speech. Please keep practicing the three methods. Seema writes, heartily thank for all the humble words, sir. Seema, I mean every bit of it, right? And I'm so glad that that all of you are working so hard and you are actually doing exactly what you are supposed to do. Excel at spoken English communication. Thank you, Kirti. Thank you, Lekha. And thank you, each one of you, for that brilliant evening and for those very inspiring performances. Take care. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow at 7:45. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night, sir.
Good
Good
night,
night.
sir.
Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Good night.